Welcome to Bronson Modern Gods. I am John.
And I'm Richard.
And we are here back. Well, I'm back from San Diego Comic-Con. Had a great weekend. And Richard, I'm sure you had a great weekend too, because you got to celebrate your wife's birthday.
Yes, I did. I got to celebrate a big milestone with my wife. It was a good weekend.
Hey, if you aren't following us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronson Modern Gods, please do so. If you like these videos, hit like. If you would like to join us every week, hit subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. We've got a whole review of San Diego Comic-Con coming, our underrated books of the week. But let's start off with some Comic-Con news, which affects our hot book of the week. Richard, what is it?
Our hot book this week is Submariner #1. What else could it be? The buzz from Comic-Con was all about the Wakanda Forever trailer and our first look at the MCU version of Namor the Submariner.
Now, he's going to be played by Tenoch Huerta, who I think is from Narcos on Netflix. I think that's what he's famous for. And I've noticed this more Aztec look that they have for him, which makes sense. That's actually from Ultimate Fantastic Four. Have you ever read that series?
No.
Mark Millar. I figured you liked Mark.
I do like Mark stuff.
I would actually look out for those issues. They come right after the Marvel Zombies issues. I think it's 25, 26, 27. There's a Namor storyline where he's all Aztec'd out. But Submariner #1, how's it selling?
The 9.8 sold last month for $14,400, while a 9.6 sold in March for $4,300. This is not a scarce book. There are plenty of copies of it out there. The scarcity comes, though, I think, in those high-grade books, the 9.8s, 9.6s. That blue cover is very susceptible to showing off spine ticks and wear. So if you find a high-grade copy, count yourself lucky and get it graded.
This is from the Marvel expansion of 1968, where their distributors changed and the limitations that were put upon them in number of books that they could put out each month were lifted. So they went nuts. Tales of Suspense split into Iron Man and Captain America. Tales to Astonish split into the Hulk and Submariner. And early fandom kind of speculated on these books back then. So there are not a shortage of copies, like Richard said, but the super sharp high grade ones. Okay. Do I think this is a $14,000 plus book in 9.8? No, but I'm not the one willing to plunk the money down for this.
I have a soft spot in my heart for this book. When I came back to collecting, I was not used to paying four figures for a comic book. I bought a 9.4 of this book for $1,300, which is at the time the most I had ever paid for a comic book. It was cost more than my laptop. But I have, like I said, I have a soft spot for anti-heroes. Namor, Dr. Doom. They're characters who are complex and ultimately not as evil as people try to portray them to be. And so I was really a big fan of this book. Got my high grade copy. I still have it. It's still a part of my collection, and it will be for quite some time.
What did you think of the Wakanda Forever trailer?
I loved it. It's amazing how much they packed into such a short trailer. They packed in a tribute to the outgoing Black Panther, and some foreshadowing for the future Black Panther, as well as Namor. There's a lot of information packed in that video, and from the looks of it, they're going to be very culturally sensitive, but not I don't want to say it in a bad way. They're going to make it a part of the story, and I think that's important when you do the diversity that Marvel seems to be taking on. It can't be tacked on. It has to be a part of the story you're trying to tell, and it looks like that's going to be the case for Wakanda Forever. They made over $1 billion with the first movie following that pattern. I don't see them straying from it.
John's conspiracy theory of the week. Cue X-Files music. Thank you. The baby. Okay. T'Challa's baby. Dr. Doom's time machine. Maybe a travel back to the past for the grown-up baby to become the new Black Panther. Or a multiverse T'Challa. What do you think?
They've done a multiverse T'Challa already in the What If series.
Right.
So it would be interesting if they do it again. I really think they're going to leave behind Boseman's version of T'Challa and go for something different. And I don't think they're going to resurrect Killmonger. I think they're going to go a new direction, um, and I think that's warranted. I think the future phases need to have new faces. You can't keep recasting the same role, and just like they're recasting Iron Man, just like they're doing Captain America, they are reimagining the character, and I see them doing the same thing for Black Panther.
The future phases need new phases. See, I can't even say it right. Because say it 3 times fast. All right. Well, as everybody and their mom is surely aware by now, this past weekend was San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, after 3 long years, Comic-Con was back. Richard, I can tell you a little bit about it. First of all, we missed you. Everyone that stopped me said, "Where's Richard? Where's Richard? How come Richard's not here?" Yay, John, get out of my way. Where's Richard? I want to meet Richard. Lots of that. I will give you a full report here. A smaller crowd. I would say it was on par with what we saw in November.
Really?
Yes, I was shocked at the amount of breathing room and elbow room that we had to walk around, even on Saturday. We went Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday, that's how you say it. And it just wasn't as jam-packed as it usually is. It did seem like there were more comic book dealers like in November compared to past years, which was great. Artist Alley was packed, lots of artists, lots of great names, and lots, of course, activity by those big media companies, particularly Marvel, with the exception of DC, who passed on having a presence at the convention this year.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Warner Discovery, the merger, cost cutting.
But it's SDCC. It's the biggest, friendliest media show out there.
I think that's why The Rock would not be denied. I think he showed up because Black Adam's opening, and you know what? If you don't have me at Comic-Con, what the heck are you doing?
Right.
He was there. People went nuts. In more comic book related things than that, the physical comics, I dropped off some books at the CGC booth. Okay. Today is Monday, July 25th. The books were received and scheduled for grading already.
That almost makes it worth the trip just for that.
We've mentioned it before on this show that doing a show drop off seems to be the, no pun intended, fast track to getting your books back. So that was a little nutty. Now, full transparency, disclosure, I have some express books in there. So that may have goosed it a little bit, but I was shocked. I dropped the books off Wednesday night at preview night, and they showed up not only received, but scheduled for grading today. All the tiers, including the standard non-fast track economy tier, is scheduled for grading. So I wonder if they were shipping books every day back to Sarasota instead of waiting until Sunday or Monday to ship books back. Since I dropped off on Wednesday, they're showing up already. That was the big mind blower for me for the weekend. So it was a really great time. Enough of me talking about it. Let's take a look. It was great, Richard. I got to meet so many friends of the show, including Jeff, aka the Golden Age Guru, my friend and fellow Army vet Dollar Bin Dude on Instagram, who was wearing a Bronze and Modern God shirt completely coincidentally, swear to God. Nigel from Desired Comics on Instagram was there, plus these guys.
Everybody, I am here with Ali from the world famous Elite_Comics 11, friend of the show, right? You've been on the show several times.
I have, but hey, we're in person now.
I know! We never actually physically met before. So tell everybody why you're here today.
Yeah, so it's a big step for Elite Comics 11. We got our first booth at San Diego Comic-Con. We're here with Silver Age Comics, an elite vendor of ours we work with regularly, and it's just so great to be able to finally meet all these faces in person.
And what's cool is you were doing live sales here yesterday as well.
We're just getting started. So we did a live sale here at the booth, Silver Age Comics, and then Elite Comics 11 will do live sales today with Super World Comics and Man Behind the Red Hood as well. And we're going to keep that going all show long.
And what are you looking for? Anything?
I'm kind of getting into the mood with like a lot of people to get some Golden Age, starting to look at some Golden Age, especially World War II covers, just on a personal note. But man, there's so much stuff here; it's pretty overwhelming.
I'm on day 3 and I bought 1 book. Okay. So I mean, I'm with you. It's like Spotify. The first time you go on Spotify, you're like, oh my God, it's full of stars. I don't know what to do, and you kind of get paralyzed. But I want to give a special shout out to this guy who's here too, running the camera. Hi, Bill.
Hey!
So everybody, thanks a lot. Thanks for supporting the show, Ali.
Of course.
Everybody go over to Elite_Comics 11 on Instagram and hit follow, and we will be right back.
Appreciate it.
Hey everybody, friend of the show, Steven from Minor Keys Comics. You made it to San Diego.
What's going on, Bronze and Modern Gods? What's happening?
Tell everybody where you're at.
I'm at the Red Hood booth. Hey, they can't see that I don't have shoes on, right?
No.
Okay, cool. just wanted to make sure. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks.
I mean, look at this, right?
I appreciate it.
Awesome.
That is what I really missed, was the opportunity to meet a lot of these people that we've seen doing their own thing on YouTube, and just to be able to interact with them, and then all of our followers. You know, I really missed out on that.
It was crazy to think that it's been almost 3 years since we've started this thing, and this is the first time we physically met these people in person. And it was really great to finally make some real connections there. And look at these books right here. Oh my gosh, so many grails, just insane. You just look at them through the glass and drool. It was just amazing. Besides these beautiful, beautiful books, I got to see other books that I want, like Black Rider #1 with a Stan Lee photo cover. That's Stan Lee dressed as the Black Rider on the cover of that book, believe it or not. And Richard at Albedo #2 in 9.8.
Oh, geez.
And we just talked about this book on last week's show, Love Romances #106 with My Sister, My Enemy. Take it away, Bob from Bunky Brothers.
Introduce yourself again.
This is Bob from Bunky Brothers.
And tell me why that's an awesome book.
It's an awesome book because you picked it out. That's why it's an awesome book.
And it's the last issue of Love Romances with a Jack Kirby cover and 2, I think maybe 3 Jack Kirby stories inside. And it's severely underrated, right?
Absolutely underrated. You should buy this and pay more money than we're asking.
Exactly. Thanks.
And Richard, that wasn't all. My favorite book of the convention, Journey into Mystery Annual #1 in 9.6. How does that book exist?
Didn't I see the artwork for that book, the cover art for that book there at the show?
Well, speaking of that, Richard, I had this insanely crazy moment that we can go to right now. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I am here with Hans from Tri-State Original Art.
Correct.
And you have some amazing pieces. Tell us a little bit, first of all, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, my website is Tri-State Original Art. originalart.com. I'm located in Newark, Delaware, East Coast. And
you come every year, right? You always have kind of the same position, the same booth.
Yeah,
spot.
I've had the same booth for, I'd say, at least 10 years. And I've attended Comic-Con since 1991, which I think was the first year where they did it here in the convention center.
And I see lots of, my sweet spot. I see lots of Kirby stuff. I see something from the Bicentennial Battles annual Treasury Edition. I see some really nice Space Coast pieces. But you have, which viewers of this YouTube channel know, is my holy grail of original art. So let's take a look at it.
Sure.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, Hans, why don't you explain to everybody what this is?
Okay, this is the Thor Annual 1 cover, Journey in the Mystery Annual number 1 from 1965. Jack Kirby is the artist.
What do you think? Did he ink this himself?
He did not ink this himself,
Okay.
and many people believe that it's Vinnie Colletto on inks, but it's actually Mike Esposito.
Really?
Which is a longtime inker on Spider-Man. I actually while Mike Esposito was alive, I actually contacted him, and he said, yeah, I did that cover in summer of '65. I also inked like the FF Annual 3 cover and the Tales of Suspense '67.
Wow,
I had
so-
all three of those jobs at the same time.
Long time mystery finally solved.
That's
so
right.
Update that on comics.org, will you? Thank you. This is amazing. As everyone who watches the show is waiting for me to say, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. And we'll see you. Thanks, Hans.
Sure.
Besides holding that, what I call the hand of God, that original art, I also got to see great artists like Dan Jurgens. He killed Superman. And this guy, Art Adams. We love Art Adams. And Richard, he had a special message just for you regarding the original art to your favorite cover, the Firestar variant of Young Allies number 6.
I left the Young Allies original artwork in my cat litter bin. The cat liked it a great deal. I apologize for your loss.
Thank you.
That is amazing. That again, another thing that I wish I was there to see.
The true story is, he told me, that Firestar drawing was actually a fan consignment that he drew a commission for, and then Marvel saw it and ended up requesting a copy of it, and they wanted to use it as a variant cover. So it's long gone. Buy a commission from him, have him redo it. Maybe bigger.
Bigger. I don't know if it can be bigger. No, that's a great idea. I think the next time I will see him, I will do that. That's a great idea, John.
Thank you. I was due. I've been due for one for a while. I also had the great honor of sitting on my first San Diego Comic-Con panel. Yes, after 30 plus years, I joined a good crew. Efren from Passport Comics on Instagram, Ian from Hood Rat Comics, and Mickey from Swaggle House for a panel called How to Start a Comic Book YouTube Channel. It was a lot of fun. And I want to thank everyone who made the nearly mile-long trek to the San Diego Central Library to see it. It was a long, and we tried to use the Lime scooters, and that was a whole adventure in and of itself. We were almost late because of the Lime scooter fiasco. F you, Lime. But the fact that there were nearly 50 people there to see us was just a huge honor. I didn't expect that at all. Let's get to what you guys really want to know, the prices. What were any deals? What was going on? Well, I think there was a great selection. The better part of that was that the dealers seemed to be more willing to entertain offers than in Comic Cons past. Yeah. I will say, for every dealer that was willing to wheel and deal, there were some dealers that did not get the memo, as this video clip shows you. Richard, do you want a Shogun Warriors number 1 and 8.0 for $80?
No.
Are you sure? It's got a big ass spine tick.
I'm good.
But I do want to show you a few things that I bought. I bought one PC book for me, period. That's all I bought. I was a big looky-loo this weekend. And I bought one PC book for you, and I'm going to show you your book first.
Nice. Love it. First Black Adam cover.
You want to tell people what this is?
Yeah, this is Alter Ego. It's the first cover of Black Adam. You see him there against the Marvel family. Now, Marvel Family 1 is the first story with Black Adam, but he was not on the cover of that particular book.
This was a fanzine. This wasn't even an official publication. It was Roy Thomas's fanzine from the early 60s. And just again, to show you the wheeling and dealing that was going on, the sticker price there says $350. I offered the dealer $325, and he said, "You can have it for $300."
That's great.
Okay, don't mind if I do. Here's what I got for myself. No big surprise. Yellow Claw #2. I would say it's a 6.5. Really strong copy.
Do you have?
And I have 3 and 4. I have 1, 3, and 4. This was the last missing piece for my full run, and now I get to upgrade over and over again. It's never ending. But this is also, despite the John Severin cover, this is an all Jack Kirby issue. Every story, every Yellow Claw story is by Jack Kirby, and the art is beautiful. I think he inked himself here, which is interesting. So that's good. And then
Congratulations.
Thank you. I could not resist getting some of the J. Scott Campbell exclusives. Here's the Spider-Man 1, and here is Your Man Miles, signed by Mr. Campbell. And look at Spider-Gwen, Richard.
That's hot. That's a great cover.
All with certificates of authenticity, and those will be coming to a live sale near you. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods. Got some Art Adams exclusives. I love that. It's from, it's that classic Wolverine pose from classic X-Men #1, redrawn. Again, more CODs or COAs there. Here it is again, but with the rest of the classic X-Men lineup. And then, I don't know if you saw this one, Richard. Black Cat, done in the 25th anniversary, Marvel anniversary cover.
That's awesome.
Is that cool or what?
Yeah.
I got the last one, so I got lucky there. And then, of course, here is another Wolverine by Art. I just love that. It's beautiful. So all in all, super happy, super excited to be back at San Diego Comic-Con. The staff and the crew were really good about making sure everything ran smoothly. No lines, no craziness. It was just really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, you said going to see Art Adams, there wasn't I expected there to be a 2-hour line to be able to see the man.
No, just waltzed up, bought some books from him, had a little conversation, had him do a video for you, as you saw. And just, it was like that with pretty much a lot of the artists. Dan Jurgens was there just hanging out, Joe Phillips, some of the bigger names. Yeah, there was a bit of a line and stuff. I mean, Todd McFarlane had a whole thing going on. You had to be in line at 7 in the morning. Homie, don't play that at my age. Sorry, I'm sleeping. But there was a Spawn Comic-Con exclusive blank cover that he signed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would be excited about a blank cover from Todd McFarlane.
Unless he did the art at the time, I just don't know why you would want it. But hey, you collect what you collect. You do.
It's a snowbird from Alpha Flight in a snowstorm with a polar bear, drawn by Todd McFarlane
in black and white.
In black and white, exactly. But yeah, it was great. I mean, there definitely lots of young energy there. I know I sound like someone's old grandpa when I say that, but I love seeing new people in the hobby really excited about it and buying books, buying physical books and really wheeling and dealing. So many people I met, I want to mention them all. Patrick, Grailkeeper's Keys, I got to meet. The man behind the red hood was there, and I just some great dealers. Harley was there, of course. Our good friend Jamie from Southern California Comics down there in San Diego. So shouts outs to everyone's.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that there's a younger contingent, because I always worry about the hobby falling into the classic car trap, where the people who own classic cars are in their 60s and 70s, and it just seems to stay that way.
Or stamps.
Or stamps. Right. So to see a new influx of, and I completely put the put the credit to Marvel with their movies, regardless of what you think of an individual movies from Marvel. Overall, they've done nothing but excellent things for the hobby, bringing in a whole class of people that may not have been interested previously.
That's why it was such a disappointment to have no, well, I won't say no, but negligible presence from DC.
Right.
I don't know what's going on there. I'm not going to rail on them like I usually do. I'm just going to leave them alone and hope that after this merger happens and completes, that things shake out and internally they get their act together, because I'm rooting for them.
Same here. I think we need a two-party system when it comes to comics.
We need more than that. I mean, Aftershock Comics was there, Scout was there, Boom was there, Image, of course. It was great to see lots of non-big two publishers there. 8 Billion Genies, I got to tell you, I saw one dealer that had 8 Billion Genies #1s, and nobody else had them. And he sold out of his little stash. Nobody had the Glitter Kitty edition, because I was actually looking to buy that one because I think it's adorable, but no one had it.
Yeah, I'm curious about that book. I mean, I think this, like we talked about last week, I think the story is interesting. Does it have staying power? Can they keep up the interest in the concept over a 12-month period? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I saw lots of in other aspects. I saw lots of big books trading hands. I don't want to put anybody on a spotlight that they don't necessarily want to be on, but I saw Captain America 3 trade hands. I saw some major keys that are up there go to new owners. So,
and I saw people in their Instagram feed of one person bought an Avengers #1 that was his pinnacle comic book, his Grail of Grails, and was just thrilled to have that book. So that's wonderful. I always am concerned about big cons like that people price gouge because of the cost of the con and availability. But I'm glad to see people found deals and found things to take home.
Hey, that Yellow Claw #2, the asking price was $8.50. I offered $6, and the guy said, sure. I mean, there was no hesitation. So, guys, this is a buyer's market right now. Do not be afraid to wheel and deal. Do it.
Yeah, totally agree. Right now is the best time to be buying a comic. Maybe not so much selling, but still a good time to be a comic book collector.
Speaking of some deals that are out there, there are all sorts of underrated books, and that's why we have our underrated books of the week. Richard, what is yours?
Mine this week is staying with Submariner #33. This is the first appearance of Namora in modern comics.
Really?
Namora is let's call her a sidekick of Submariner. Namor is actually she's his cousin. Her first appearance was in Submariner Comics #27 in 1948. So most people aren't going to be able to afford that.
I remember buying that off the stand.
She had a lot of adventures with Namor, then was apparently killed, was poisoned, and was replaced by her clone Namorita. There's an interesting tie-in. Namora was found not to be dead. She was actually resurrected by Jimmy Woo and the Agents of Atlas, a team that she joined. So is this potentially a tie-in that will bring in new Agents of Atlas? I think that's an interesting concept.
Here's the variant cover to Atlas #1, the Namora variant cover.
Isn't that awesome? That is a gorgeous cover.
Beautiful.
So we'll see. Raw's going for $30 to $40 on eBay right now. It's not a book that's being chased, which is the kind of books that I like. There are only 58 copies on the census, 3 of them 9.8s. There haven't been any recent 9.8 sales. The highest recent sale that I found was an 8.5 for $200 back in May. There's an 8.0 at the same time that sold for $100. So definitely some deals you can get. There is one copy on the census of the Pence version of this book. I still think Pence versions are underrated and are a great opportunity for people who want to collect those lower print run books. But no, this is
that because I had 2 conversations at Comic-Con with people about Pence copies.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, and we're all stumped at why they are not held in the same collectability esteem as, like, Mexican or Italian variants, or German variants or Russian variants that you see selling for big money now. What is it with the Pence version? Is it because it's in English too?
I think it's, I think it's a blind spot people have. And at some point, they're going to realize that there is real value there. Just like, newsstands and second prints and all these different variations of original issue.
Canadian variants, Canadian price variants, they're in English too. The only difference is the price. Why are those more desirable?
That's, like I say, I think people are one day going to wake up. So if you come across Pence versions, pick them up. You can get them for a song compared to the original.
Fly to London.
Fly to London, yeah. Well, you may be adding a little bit of expense there. Hey, go to London anyway. You'll enjoy it.
I did it. Come on, people. Namora, interesting. She had her own title in the late 40s.
Oh, it did not.
Namora the Sea Beauty. They launched a few female superhero titles right when Timely was in its last days. Namora, Sun Girl, who was the Human Torch's sidekick, and good old Venus. They all launched at the same time, but only Venus seemed to have any staying power back then.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
All right, my underrated book this week is this beauty, Strange Tales Annual #1. This is tied with Millie the Model Annual #1 for the very first Marvel Annual. They both came out on the same date, July 3rd, 1962. Yes, that's 60 years ago this month. While the Strange Tales Annual was all reprinted material, the Millie the Model Annual was all new material. So, what are you considering the first Marvel Annual proper, Richard, of those two?
I would say Millie the Model, personally,
because it's all new material. I don't know. It's
a reprint otherwise, right?
Well, it's neck and neck. They're both annuals. They both came out in 62, same day. This, however, is a beautiful package. It's filled with Jack Kirby and Stan Lee monster stories, pre-hero monster stories. Plus, there's some Steve Ditko and Don Heck art in there as well. So just a great, great package. No Fin Fang Foom in here, but you do have Gratu. You have Diablo, all sorts of Serpentor, I think, is in there. The most recent notable sale for Strange Tales Annual #1 was for a CGC 9.2 in April of this year for $3,600, which is low to me.
Really? Okay.
Well, listen to this. A 6.5 sold in March of this year for $258.
Wow.
That's insanely low and underrated. I think if you see a Strange Tales Annual #1 hanging around at a show, I would snatch that up because I don't think people realize A, it exists, and B, how monumental it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. That's amazing. I'd like to see. Let's put a marker here and check back on the value of both of these books a year from now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A little Millie action there. I just happen to have it here too. All right, everybody. Thank you again, everybody I saw, met, and shook hands with and fist bumped at San Diego Comic-Con. It was amazing to meet all of you, and hopefully we can do it again next year. And Richard, we have some shows coming up, right? Northeast Ohio Con, or what's it called?
NeoCon. Mm-hmm. NeoCon coming up. Yep, I'm going. Me and our mutual buddy Forrest are going to go. We seem to be con buddies, and it's a great show for the area. It's one of the larger shows. People look forward to it. Couldn't miss it.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. It's Sunday, July 31st from 10 to 4 at the North Olmsted Soccer Sportsplex in North Olmsted, Ohio. That's right around the corner from you, isn't it?
A tip. Go buy tickets at Comics or Go if you were interested in going. It's local comic book shop. Second big tip, show up early. Parking is limited. If you want to park on the premises, get there early. Otherwise, you got to park in the overflow lot, which you do not want to do.
And you don't want to, get lost in the crowd of people waiting to meet Richard.
Oh, God. If you do see me there, don't be afraid. Come up, say hi. I appreciate it. And it should be fun.
We love Eric, the owner of Comics Argo, and we want to support this show. Local shows are the lifeblood, guys. I mean, Comic Con San Diego is one thing, but these local shows, man, that's where it's at.
Absolutely. I get my best deals at local shows, and have made friends with different dealers who come to these shows all the time. And you make a relationship, and you get good prices over time. You know, it's definitely worth it.
And coming up as well in January, I believe, a little birdie told me California Comic Con is happening again with our friend Terry from Terry's Comics. This time it's being brought to you by Shortboxed.
I am so wanting to go to that show. I really enjoyed the time I was there last time. It was a pivotal moment for my collection. I just would love to come again. So I'm planning on it.
Well, you have no choice. You're coming, so you might as well just plan on it. I'm not giving you the choice.
Yep, I think I've got enough spouse points to be able to make that call.
All right, everybody. We will see you next time. Thanks so much.
Yep, everybody stay safe.